Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is my hope and prayer that this video is actually going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I'm fine. Kisumu is also fantastic. Maybe you could let me know where you are watching the video from. The county or the country in case you are out of the republic. Who is going to blink first? Between Raila Odinga, the ODM party leader, and William Samoei Arap Ruto, the President of the Republic of Kenya? That is the question. Because from all indications, Raila Odinga is ready for mass action. And he means it. His supporters are just waiting for the order. The only problem I'm having is that the game plan of Raila Odinga is not clear. Because in the minds of his supporters, the ultimate goal is to go to State House and evict William Samoei Arap Ruto. I don't think William Ruto will be willing to exit State House. William Ruto, as the President of the Republic of Kenya, is also laying an elaborate strategy to thwart Raila Odinga's schemes. So in this video, I want us to look at the strategies which William Ruto has actually laid from the day Raila Odinga announced the beginning of People's Consultative Assembly meetings up to this stage. Before we do that, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, I want you guys to take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want you guys to continue. And to the subscribers, I want you guys to continue supporting this channel by clicking that subscribe button, by commenting, and also sharing the videos. Now, let us get back to the main issue. Raila Odinga is serious with the issue of mass action. William Ruto, according to his supporters, is not Uhuru and is not Kibaki. So which means William Ruto is also ready for Raila Amolo Odinga. And I want to ask you as subscribers on this channel, and I want to seek for your opinion, whether you support Raila or whether you support Ruto. Do you support the call for mass action? Just say yes or no. Probably you can also justify. But William Ruto has been laying an elaborate strategy. Yesterday, William Ruto responded for the first time to Raila Odinga's demand, because Raila Odinga placed 3 demands. One of them was open the server, the other one, lower cost of living, and the other one was to stop recruitment of IBC commissioners. But William Ruto responded to the issue of the servers. And I paid very close attention to William Ruto during that particular speech. And I noted that William Ruto is actually cornered from the tone of his voice, the way he delivered it, and even the body language. You can check that video, but let me just play for you a part of that particular video so that we can be on the same line. Pay close attention.
Asisumbue mimi na mambo ya masaba. Hakuna mahali katiba inasema rais ndio mtu ya kufungua masaba. Yeye kwa sababu wako na nafasi mingi aende afanye hiyo kazi ya kufungua masaba. Awachane, mimi niko na kazi ya kuendesha Kenya, mimi niko na nafasi gani ya kwenda kufungua masaba? Na nilimwambia saba ilifunguliwa zamani. Kwani
now, if you paid close attention, you will clearly agree that the tone, the voice, and even the body language, when William Ruto was delivering this, his cornered is not the usual William Ruto. Pay.
Si kila mtu alienda kwa station ukaweka biometric, ukapata jina yako iko pale. Si saba ilikuwa open. Si ukapatiwa ile nini, ukapiga kura, alafu ikawekwa kwenye mtandao. Si kila mtu alikuwa na kura yake kwa portal. Si hiyo nini ilikuwa wazi. Sasa huyu alikuwa wapi siku hiyo, mambo hiyo yote ilikuwa. Saa hii miezi 6 baadaye anakuja kutusumbua ati fungueni saba.
Now, that is William Samoei Arap Ruto reacting to Raila Odinga's call for mass action, which means the issue of mass action is something which is really bothering them. Raila Odinga, for example, met with the Muslim leaders. He also met with ODM chairpersons from the entire country, which means Raila Odinga is ready. So William Ruto has been laying an elaborate strategy, and his approach has been for The first approach was to ignore Raila Odinga. That was his first approach. But Raila Odinga kept on surging on. His rallies kept on gaining momentum. They kept on gaining traction. And because of that, that strategy actually failed. Then he went the next one, which was to stop Raila Odinga in his tracks. He was trying to see what is Raila Odinga planning. Then he would go ahead. What is Raila Odinga planning to say? He would go ahead. For example, when Raila Odinga talked of the issue of cost of living, he tried to bring up the issue of Kenyatta family. When Raila Odinga talked of, began the demos, he was like, okay, you are being sponsored. So he was trying to stop Raila Odinga in his tracks. That failed. The other one was that he was trying to cut Raila Odinga to size. How was he planning? How was he doing this? William Ruto simply identified what is dear to Raila Odinga. Then, for example, he went and stopped Uhuru Kenyatta from Uhuru Kenyatta. He wanted actually to stop Uhuru Kenyatta's pension. Uhuru Kenyatta told him, go ahead. He targeted Raila Odinga's pension. I don't know whether he has stopped it, but he went further up to African Union. Then the other one, he wanted to slow down Raila Odinga. By slowing Raila Odinga down, it meant that if Raila Odinga said that William Ruto is not legitimately elected, then he got members of parliament from Raila Odinga's own backyard. And these members indicated that indeed William Ruto is the validly elected president of the Republic of Kenya. So he has failed. But the strategies are clear. The first strategy which William Ruto is intending to stop the mass action is actually to arrest Bunge la Wananchi members. You know, if this mass action were to succeed, in fact, the people who will be credited for this mass action are actually the Bunge la Wananchi guys. The ghetto president Gaucho, the Nuru Okanga, the Odhis Jakababa, that lady who is emerging, and the entire Bunge la Wananchi. Because the Bunge la Wananchi is actually not supposed to be apolitical. It's where debate is like parliament. You know, they just debate with decorum. But the ODM brigades there took it a notch higher. And they joined Raila Odinga. So William Ruto is targeting these guys for arrest. He wants to arrest them. Some of them will be threatened. In fact, people like Onuro Kanga, Gaucho, they'll be arrested next week. And even as early as this week, those attempts were made. Let me just play for you a clip which I found to be very, very funny of a non-UDA member who was alleging that the person who arrested Omosh Jakababa, because Omosh was actually arrested, then within 1 hour, or was it 2 hours, the area became ungovernable. They went and demanded for his release. Now listen to this gentleman.
Support tunapea William Samoei Ruto is because of Don Bosco. Na tutampa paka kiwango ya mwisho. Na mtu yote mwenye atasimama mbele yetu tutapita na yeye. Na tunataka kurudi kwa kusema hivi. Jakaranda juzi Don Bosco aliwaambia kwa heshima kwamba fungeni, wakadhania ni kasipulo wa kawaida. Leo hii wamewekwa pingu tena. Don Bosco tena amerudi amekaa chini anapiga simu anasema fungulia wale vijana watoke pale Central Port. Nikamuuliza mambo gani tena? Siku amewapea 48 akasema hapana, wana watoto.
Just listen. Listen again.
Hivi. Jakaranda juzi Don Bosco aliwaambia kwa heshima kwamba fungeni, wakadhania ni kasipulo wa kawaida. Leo hii wamewekwa pingu tena. Don Bosco tena amerudi amekaa chini anapiga simu anasema fungulia wale vijana watoke pale Central Port. Nikamuuliza mambo gani tena? Siku amewapea 48 akasema hapana, wana watoto, wanawake, wanawanini, wafanye nini? Watoke, kwa sababu hauwezi kuharibu ama kutusi.
Now, someone can just go and claim live on TV that it's actually Don Bosco who called for the arrest of these guys and also called for their release. These are Bunge la Wananchi guys. So which means William Ruto and his allies are planning to arrest some of these guys. So that's the first strategy. Whether that strategy is going to work is something which I can't tell. But the truth of the matter is that as we head towards Wednesday, there are people who will be arrested. there are members of parliament who will not be allowed to leave their houses. People like Babu Wino. So probably they're planning other strategies, but they've identified. If you remember, the time these guys arrested Gaucho and took his phone. So probably they've profiled the key figures in this particular scheme. So those guys will be arrested. Number two, William Ruto has tried so hard to isolate Raila Odinga. In fact, the idea is to make all these things appear as if they are an ODM affair. And not only ODM, the idea is to make them a Luo affair. And that's why William Ruto has been working very closely with certain governors to actually frustrate some meetings in their counties. For example, Mombasa governor has been frustrating all these efforts. I don't know whether they'll be able to have a rally in Mombasa, but I know there are plans for that. But the idea of Ruto is that people like Ahmed Nasir, people like Abdul Swamad Nasir are being made to feel very close to government so that they don't appear to join the Mandamanos. And by that, the idea is to isolate Raila Amolo Odinga. Their main target has been Kalonzo. Because if they'll succeed in persuading Kalonzo from mass action, then Raila Odinga is going to be isolated. The bad news for them is that Kalonzo Musyoka is also looking beyond the Mandamanos. He wants to gain the support and the trust of Raila Odinga supporters for his 2027 politics. The only way he can do that is by sticking. So Kalonzo Musyoka is sticking with Raila Odinga and his call for mass action because of his personal interest of 2027. Number three is economic propaganda, which at some point they almost succeeded. You know, when Raila Odinga People's Consultative Meetings began gaining traction, they came up with the idea, because you know the economy was doing poorly. William Ruto was calling for more taxes. Of course, he has stopped. And Raila Odinga just said, okay, he was going to rally Kenyans to stop paying more taxes. Then William Ruto came up with an idea which almost collapsed this campaign. The idea that, okay, you are organizing these rallies because you are sponsored by people who are not paying tax. And he went for the heart, Uhuru Kenyatta and the family. Because the idea within UDA, the thinking within UDA at that particular time was that all these rallies were being facilitated by the Kenyatta family. And that it is Uhuru Kenyatta who was actually gluing the Azimio brigades together. So he came up with that economic propaganda. And at some point, they were like, Uhuru is sponsoring. Then when that failed, they come up with the Uhuru tax evasion. When that failed, now they came up with the idea that the cost of living, which is the main thing really, because Kenyans are actually demonstrating across the country over cost of living, that the cost of living is actually caused by Uhuru Kenyatta, because Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga are controlling the economy. And William Ruto went to Uganda. I think he sent Moses Kuria, and they negotiated for milk from Uganda, eggs from Uganda to flood the market, to kill that business. These guys are still moving on. The other day, they now came up with the last one, that the cost of gas is high because Raila Odinga is the one controlling the gas sector. And the only disadvantage they have is that not all Kenyans, just like the other guy said, are UDA because they use their brain. Kenyans know that Raila Odinga business, which is the Spectra International, doesn't deal with the gas. They deal with the cylinder. They will deal with the cylinder. But for me, I don't even know the last time I bought my cylinder. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. But the idea is they came up with economic propaganda. Whether it succeeded, I still don't know. The latest one of gas has backfired. They started that, I think, yesterday and the other day. When William Ruto launched that, you remember the day William Ruto launched that gas, and the next day announced that it was going to reduce the cost of gas to 300. Today, I actually refilled my gas. I was shocked because the last time I refilled it, it was 2,800, I think the 13 kg. Today, I refilled it at 3,400. So William Ruto is telling you it will come down to okay. The other strategy, and I know this could be the one, is that William Ruto is planning to use the international community to pile pressure on Raila Odinga to stop the mass action. The only disadvantage is that Raila Odinga believes that it is the international community which robbed him his victory, the United States of America and the British. So beginning Monday, you will be seeing a lot of pressure from the international community on Raila Odinga, on his key allies like Kalonzo, people like Wajakoya. Whether they are going to heed, I still can't tell. And lastly, money. William Ruto is pouring money like nobody's business. That is what one member of parliament told me. Money is being poured in churches, on everybody. The idea is to pay off key players so as to thwart these rallies. I don't know what to think. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you guys, and if you watch this video up to this stage, please know it from my heart that I truly appreciate the fact that you've watched this video up to this time. Taking almost 17 minutes of your time is something which I don't take for granted. Thank you guys, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.